settled, they are surprised, disappointed that the value that they've realized is not enough. All of this led to the conclusion that the key problem is that both policyholders and insurers have a gap, and this gap can only be bridged if we attempt a different approach of creating a different customer experience, insurance experience, for really going ahead and realizing the benefit for the sorry, to create a new experience of benefit realization in insurance. When we went about thinking of the solution, then three key concepts came through. The first concept that we came up with is the concept of risk readiness. And you can see we are going to go ahead and illustrate these concepts here as I go and explain them. So risk readiness is the first attempt to basically put all the benefits in the context of the risks the policyholders are facing or their assets are facing. So for example, if you look at the car, we are going to break open the car and be able to show what are the risk coverages that it is carrying, the benefits it has, and the benefits it does not have. That's the important thing to understand. The customer understand both of the things. It helps in setting the right expectations. If we were to look at the benefit realization journey, let me give you an example. How we envisage the claim settlement when it happens to be a surgery. A customer will go and plan his surgery, choose the person who is it, what kind of treatment he wants to, and it is the responsibility of the system, the capability of the system, which should be able to throw out what benefits is he eligible for, and are those benefits sufficient enough to cover the requirement. If not, can the portfolio of insurance be plugged in to augment the health cover and the health requirements which are there? So this is something that this is how we envisage that the entire experience has to be changed. Of course, for making it realize, we have to make sure that the claim that the person, the policyholder, is always claim ready, for which we need to make sure that the paperwork, the bank account, the nominees, and all the KYCs are all the time updated. This is a proactive approach to claim settlement, claim readiness, rather than a reactive approach to doing this. With all of these things that we wanted to do, it is the genesis. This is the genesis of Bima Central. Bima Central is an industry platform that provides single window integrated access to aggregated insurance benefits. It is important to understand that there should be one platform where all benefits come together and then they can be utilized through the services which are integrated in it. Now I will take you into how we have gone about actually realizing this in reality. We are today, the illustration that you are seeing right now is our live platform. This is currently being available to 1 crore EIA holders of CAMS Insurance Repository. This is a platform which is cloud enabled. This has all stakeholders coming onto this platform. This is accessible to all these policyholders through web and mobile interface. This is multilingual. You can go ahead and access this in 4 languages currently, and we are envisaging more and more languages to be added, English and Hindi being the default ones. Today, this has the state-of-the-art security. It complies with the DPDP requirements which are already put in place. Let me take you through how the data aggregation is happening. So customers are buying policies over a lifetime, and what is happening is in every policy, whether they have bought it for 10 years back or 5 years back, their information keeps changing. There is no way they are able to keep track of it, and most of the time this becomes a frustration at the claim settlement time. We already know there's a huge problem of unclaimed benefits. This platform allows customers to first of all see all the information that is there in different policies, then also allows them to change that information and update it right here on this platform. For example, if the customer wants to change the permanent address, they can just go ahead, change the permanent address. We are connected, we are integrated with all the sources of KYC. We verify the information. We make sure that there is data trail available, audit trail available. All the documents that the customer is submitting are taken through using all technology that is available. We make sure that this is aggregated. And once the customer gives us consent, we move this information to all the insurers that the customer has bought a policy with. The moment we submit, this can go in real time to the insurers and update it in their systems. That's one. The second one is, if you look at it, even when it comes to nominees or all the other information, that can be updated and corrected in one place. Let me show you how we are doing benefit
Mr.
aggregation.
Vivek, just a prompt. You are close to 3 minutes.
Yes. So let's look at life insurance benefits. So what we have done is all the risks that are to be covered under the under the life risk, we have been able to aggregate. They may come from different sources, whether they are personal accident policies or they are insurance life insurance policies. We show it in one place. We also aggregate all the savings benefit and are able to illustrate health benefits, whether group or individual, are aggregated here and shown. Even assets, cars are not the only asset. Assets could be as small as gadgets or food processing. They can also be put together because guarantees and warranties come there. Then there is a whole insurance calendar that illustrates the next 1 year, what is possible, what can you get from your portfolio, and how can you maintain your portfolio. We enable here all the benefits of premium payments and everything in there. If we look at this all put together, I will underline that this is a novel approach that we have taken in solving for the customer's challenges. And I will summarize it by saying, why do we think why it is novel? Because we have been able to make insurance easy to use. We have been able to give control of the data back to the policyholder. We are actually able to help consumers visualize and interact with all their health motor benefits, and all of this while making sure that the cost is getting reduced and efficiencies are improving for the entire industry, because we are able to do data and transaction segregation in here, syndication in here. If I move ahead, we believe that the market impact of this is huge, because 55 crore policyholders are today struggling with 5 lakh worth of claims, 5 lakh crore worth of claims every year. We believe that this platform has the power, has the capability of improving experience of all of these 55 crore policyholders. 30 crore policies today in retail and 28 crore group insurance members put together. The step one will be to actually aggregate this portfolio onto an EIA platform and then enable these 15 crore transactions that happen annually. We also believe that there will be a value-added services that can be provided to insurance industry as well as policyholders that will help them improve the efficiencies further. Bima Central aims at enabling every citizen of this country to be able to access insurance as well as government supported benefits, effectively enabling a social security net that is going to be working for them. They don't have to struggle, they don't have to get frustrated, they can do this. This will help in restoring the trust in insurance, thereby helping improve insurance penetration. We believe it has the power to structurally reduce bring cost efficiencies, reduce transaction costs, and improve customers' coverages in there. We believe this will transform the conditional insurance benefits to actually an active safety net. I want to actually implore and plead this forum that this public-private partnership needs to be sponsored. This is a public-private partnership because this is an innovation led by the government when they have created an EIA, and we have utilized to create a digital public utility which can simplify insurance benefit delivery for all citizens of the country. Thank you for giving us the chance. This is Aman and Vivek. We have been working on solving the challenges of insurance delivery all across the insurance platform, insurance industry. We represent CAMS Insurance Repository, which is today the largest insurance repository in the country, serving about 1 crore customers and about 13 million policies on its platform. We work with 51 insurance providers today in this market. Thank you. We are happy to take questions.
Thank you, Mr. Vivek. Thank you, Mr. Amandeep. Thanks for the presentation. That was greatly presented. Juras, we are open for the Q&A. Professor Sankarshan, would you like to go
Yeah,
ahead
I
with the
can go.
first?
I'll go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, sorry. Mr. Vivek, excellent presentation. Thank you so much. I am Dr. Satluri from Insurance Institute of India. I only have one question. The Bima Sugam, which is already there, initiated by the regulator, is it going to be in parallel, or will there be any overlap in the days to come? Because Bima Sugam, while it wouldn't have all the functionalities what you would have briefed, but tomorrow if there's an upgraded version from Bima Sugam, is it going to run in parallel, or are they going to complement each other? How is it going to work with the Bima Trinity which the regulator is coming with?
Thank you, Dr. Satruli. My submission would be, our understanding is that we are going to be one of the collaborators of Bima Sugam, because Bima Sugam is going to benefit from us and we are going to benefit from Bima Sugam. Number one, we believe we have the customer face, which will enable a lot of transactions which are going to come through the protocol market of Bima Sugam. So we believe we will have a complementary work with them. And yes, in future, if they actually believe that they are going to go ahead and do this, we believe the market is very huge and it requires more than one solution to be able to address this problem. So we are very happy if that happens too. But currently our role is of a collaborator with Bima Sugam, because as an insurance repository we will anyway work with them to enable these journeys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Professor
Yeah,
Sankarshan,
I have a
please.
simple question. See, at the end of the day, you have all this data, and you have also data from the other financial instruments markets per se. CAMS is one of the largest databases across the board. So, is there I mean, you know, is how are you going to, or what can you do to kind of integrate that so that you get a better financially literate environment? I won't even say individuals, but a environment per se.
We are glad. I always get surprised on this question because while you're right, we are regulatory have a boundary line of working within the insurance database, within the insurance field. So we don't step out on and go ahead and leverage the 5 crore plus and the growing base of CAMS in that point in time. But my submission would be, I think our attempt number one is to make sure that we are able to get this at an aggregate level for insurance. And if the regulator permits, our architecture allows us to bring other financial information
But
also into it.
sorry to interrupt, but I did not think you guys are subject to that regulatory constraint that you can't use information. You are not an universal bank. You are not a bank. You are a repository. So
Yes.
I don't see which regulation prevents you from using that information for better financial literacy. I think it's more of a business call. I mean, that was my point. Why are you not as a business activating that?
There are two regulators.
There are, I think we are governed by IRDA. So the remit which has been given to us is to operate within the insurance world. I think if you are alluding to the part, can I bring the information to educate the customer in understanding better financial literacy of this? We do think that that is a possibility that we can work upon using the account aggregator framework. So that is something that we are envisaging, that yes, because we are a FIP and FIU, so we are actually envisaging using that. You're right. I mean, that is something which can be enabled. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Dr. George?
Yeah, only one question. When it comes to allowing people to change their address and things like that, is it possible that people misutilize that for fraud purposes and things like that?
Oh yes, we are very careful, Dr. Thomas. Let me share one very, very good example with you, that while we go ahead and allow this facility on our platform, we have an equal responsibility to make sure that we are following all IRDA regulations on what the insurance company is permitted to do is exactly what we are supposed to do, number one. Number two, we have made sure that we have various insurance partners who are working with us, who have actually audited and vetted our services, our journeys, and they have given us instructions on what kind of validation is required before they can accept the same data that they are coming from us. Third, if there are services that they are not providing digitally, they are also not enabling those services to be provided here digitally. So we refrain from giving those services where the same standard that the insurer is going to apply cannot be done. However, to add this, we are now complementing our platform with physical presence of 300 branches and a feet on street coverage of about 3,000 pin codes. So if there is a physical verification need which is also required, that can be enabled. Some of the insurers who have integrated with us are now exploring that route before enabling transactions. So you can be rest assured that whatever precaution an insurer can take, even we can take a few more to make sure that the data which goes from us is fully secure, and we are actually actively preventing any kind of fraud which can happen from this system.
Yeah, so to amplify on that, so we have seen situations of an entire insurance company's database getting compromised. We have seen it in India in multiple cases. We have seen the Anthem fraud. We have seen multiple things. So you are one of the biggest keepers of data, to
Correct.
for
Yes, and
safekeeping
we are
within
very
it.
well aware. And
Are you how far are you
So
adhering to the parameters, adhering to the best practices on that?
So I think this is at the heart of our business, because we believe we are a digital business and aggregating today 1 crore plus policyholders, and it is growing. We have the responsibility. So just to give you a set, we already comply with every single information security and data privacy regulation of IRDA. Not only that, CAMS is identified as a critical information asset by Government of India. Therefore, they have higher standards to comply with. Our entire system of Bima Central complies with the CIA requirement also. So we are actually a critical information assets, certified. Now CAMS at the moment works at a bit score number of 900 plus. We are aiming for the same security parameter that we should have a 900 plus. As far as my information goes, today there is no publicly industry level platform which hits the 900 crore bit score marks in there. We are actually aiming to get to that number. In CAMS, we have a philosophy that when it comes to data security and regulation, it is never either or higher. It is always plus, plus, plus. So it's SEBI plus IRDA plus RBI plus PFRDA plus ISC. That's the kind of regulation we have to meet to make sure that we are data secure. One other step that we have taken, we are absolutely away from selling. We don't sell any insurance. We don't market any insurance. We are only a servicing platform. In that sense, we work from the customer's point of view, and we realize the responsibility of maintaining their data.
Yeah, that is exactly the crux of why I asked these questions. When you are coming into this innovation which you are doing, this is something which is a client-facing thing.
Yes.
A customer-facing thing, which you so far you have been remote. You have been one step away from the direct market. So doesn't this entire innovation, does it expose or does it compromise in some way? Does it give an opportunity by interacting directly with customers, does it expose your data to in some way or other?
Sir, just to share this, CAMS today already operates a largest mutual fund public-facing B2C app today. It's called the CAMS 360 My CAMS application, which is a B2C application. We run that is available to all 5 crore, plus the MF Central utility, which is also there, which is the public utility. So we have experience of managing this also. And we are very actively working with all possible sources to make sure that we are secure, because we understand this is a fundamental tenet of our business. If data in any way is going to get compromised, whether the quality or the security, this business is going to have a challenge. So we are very, very focused on this and making sure that we comply. We are proactive. We are the only regulated insurance repository today which does the annual audit. We submit all the reports to IRDA in there. But yes, this is one of the key risks that we actively monitor to make sure that we are safe on that part.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your question. Mr. Yoganand, your question, sir. Mr. Vivek will request to have a short and precise answer. Like we have 3 jurors more left for the Q&A.
Sure.
Good morning, Vivek and Raman. I think you're hitting on a key points. When I looked at it, felt good about how you are crystallizing for policyholders in terms of what are the key elements of the insurance with a visual representation in the app. I think going deeper. I think one of the major gaps is awareness. I think you're hitting the key point. You also touched upon another key element, which is about, bridging the value gap in terms of what the policyholder is signing up for and what they benefit, what they get out of it, whether during the claims process. So how are you quantifying this essentially? How are you delivering this value to, let's say, whether it's life or general? How are you delivering this value? If you can help me quantify some of these, that will be helpful.
Yuga, is the question on the side of how are we quantifying the claim side of things, or is the purchase side of thing, which is that what has he bought?
Either way, because you're servicing a full cycle. My assumption is you're servicing a full cycle. Yes. So across the full cycle, how are you actually quantifying this value? Because there are times where the value is not captured in terms of partial claims that have been processed, or even there are disputes going on. There are cases pending with ombudsman committees. So how are you actually capturing the value? It will be helpful to know.
Let me start with the first step itself. That is, when we are talking about, you would have seen that in our concept, we have given a meter, which is talking about what is the current risk readiness of the customer. So we envisage that the step 1 for us to understand is what is the denominator and what is the numerator. The numerator is available because we know what insurances has he bought. We have now created a proprietary framework to actually come up with the denominator. It's not easy. So we have put the conceptual framework. Now we are starting to aggregate the data so that I can come up with a denominator, which will allow me to indicate to the user what is his current coverages across the risks in there. That's the part number 1. Part number 2 is we are then going ahead and saying, if there is an expense, if there is a damage which has happened, or if there is a claim that is happening, our part is to make sure that the policyholder is fully aware of what is the benefit he can access in that. And that is what we are going to go ahead and help him understand.
And the quantification of these values are kept to the are taken from the insurer. So we are always working with the insurer to get these values, because we don't want to educate, or we don't want to give any number there which doesn't which is away from truth. So every number that we are displaying is taken from the insurer and certified and ratified by insurer, and they are the ones who are taking the responsibility for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the question. Professor Mukul.
Yeah, I think, sorry. So I think this is a very good idea. In fact, there's a lot of people have been trying to make something more customer friendly make the customer understand very difficult subject called insurance. Sorry for playing a little devil's advocate. I think all these services which I heard, all the microservices which you said, at one end you said servicing on KYC front, second is eligibility awareness, third is all the policies together and all of that. How are you different? Because if I'm a customer, today the insurance companies are providing me those services they're supposed to provide. In fact, they are the ones who are regulated to provide all kinds of services, including KYC, including claim assessments, including any endorsements kind of thing. So where is the value coming in? Again, I think it's a probably extension of the earlier question. Where is the tangible value coming in from CAMS? Other than just being an aggregator of all policies together at one place. And India is still a very niche market. People don't even have their first policies. So you won't really see that value saying that, okay, if I have multiple policies, I can probably need a kind of advisor here to say that what is it that I need to do. But today the insurance companies are providing 95, 96% of the services which you quoted. So where is the value?
95, 96% of what?
All the services are being provided. I will, Dr. Kulkarni, I'll try and explain this in 2 or 3 different ways quickly. Number one, it's not about competing, or it is not about providing the same set of services. I think the biggest thing which is important is how these services are integrated in the portfolio. That's the first part which is important, because customers don't realize that these are the 2 things which have to work together. Insurers today are actually bound by the journeys and processes that they are following, which are product led. They are not actually following the customer's journey of risk aggregation and risk realization. That's the first important point. I think the second point is that repositories are the only places where actually the customer can actively utilize the full portfolio. And we gave you an example that if you have actually, God forbid, you are in a car accident and you will have 3 claims on a car, on a life, and a health, then you will be running around with 5 insurance companies to try and get the benefit. It is going to be a nightmare. Even today, our customer research tells us very clearly that if you have a top up and a health claim which is different from the base policy, you are actually not able to claim them. Pre-post, claims are a big challenge for this. Group plus individual are big challenges for this. Because you have an aggregated portfolio here, the same data packet can actually solve this, and the industry needs to come together to solve this for the customer. They cannot go ahead and solve this individually in there. That is where the value of this platform lies.
So that's precisely my question. Are you providing claim services?
Yes, sir. Why we did not demonstrate that today is because that
Mr.
is
Vivek, try
we
to
have
have a
started
short
working
and
on it.
precise answer.
Just allow me to finish this, Tushar. We have actually been working on it because our integrations are working. We will be going live with the claim services very soon. Our area is first life and then health. These are the 2 services that we are working on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Professor Lulaba, your question, sir.
Yeah, so very interesting. So just quick, so what is the, like, people have been talking and you have been answering to them in terms of the value that you add. So what is the key KPI? Because you're a place where you're storing the data. So what is the key KPI that you look ahead to? Because you talked about security, you talked about aggregation, you talked about helping in claim. So what is the key performance indicator that you use to measure that things are going right or wrong for you?
Oh, so very simple. I did not actually. It's a good question because I did not share one particular item. We believe that the number of times the customer is accessing the portfolio and updating and doing transactions on it, that is going to be our KPI. So that means that he's interacting with the insurance portfolio, he's updating insurance portfolio, and he's using all the services that are available. That's the single metric that we believe is telling us he's interacting and enjoying and maintaining his insurance portfolio.
So that's a business KPI, agreed, business KPI from a technology point of view?
From a technology point of view, we have a very clear standard, sir. We believe that the portfolio insurance portfolio has to be ubiquitous, meaning it has to be a token which has to be available with the customer wherever and whenever he wants to use in a ready form.
Okay, got
That's
it. Thank
our
you. Thank you.
technology.
Thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for question. Thank you, Team CAMS. Thank you, Mr. Vivek, Mr. Amandeep. Thanks for the presentation. That was greatly presented. All of the jurors' question as well as given. We wish you the best with your innovation. Thanks for presenting.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Thank you so for joining. Jurors, please enter the score for CAMS. Till that, I will get the next set ready. We have the next presentation from One Assist, and we have the presenter with us, Mr. Saurabh Chandra, who will be presenting for One Assist.